Hello everyone and welcome down the Bitcoin rabbit hole. I'm your host Roxy. We're still on level 0, prerequisite to Bitcoin, and chapter 3, advice for beginners. Alright, I've done a couple of those. I know some people that have done other that I haven't done, and I know people that have done all of those. I also know people that have done none, and I really hope you become one of those persons. So please pay attention to those advice, try to implement them before rushing into Bitcoin or FOMO, and if you can do half of them, then I will be happy. All right, let's get into it. So really, the main thing here, the class is going to be divided in two sections, investment and then technical. You need an investment plan. That's the whole thing. You need a strategy. You need a clear plan on what are you going to do. Why are you here? Are you here to make some quick money? Are you here for the long term? Why are you here? So basically, there's two different type of profile. Some people are here to trade. So they want to get involved, do some quick bucks, start trading. They are traders, gamblers. Then you have people that are like more in the short-term investment, so they want to hedge because of some crisis or because they really need to get out of their currency. Then you have investors that plan for the long term. They want to diversify their portfolio. They want to hold that asset because they believe it's going to go up in value. And then there's people that truly understand the technology, believe in Bitcoin, and are just never going to sell. We call those person hodler, hodling, all of that good stuff. The rule investing is basically that you should never invest what you cannot afford to lose. This is the number one rule. If you can stick to that, you should be fine. And that's why you need a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you're going to do something messy. I'm going to spend some time here because it's really important you understand the table below. Trading is risky. If you're going to trade, you won't have Bitcoin. You're going to have some contract. You have some unlimited losses because you're going to use some leverage. You're going to basically use more money that you have to play. It's really hard. It's not easy. There's a reason why most traders lose money. And it's because it really takes a lot of time to get good at it, manage your risk. It's really not for everyone. I don't think anyone should be a trader except if it's like their job and they really try to commit with a strong plan and a lot of education. For most people, it's going to be about investing. What I mean by that is they're going to put a tiny bit amount of money into Bitcoin as an edge in their portfolio, or because they believe it has some value, or because the currency they are holding usually is just bad and there's a lot of inflation. So basically, I'm not going to go into detail with that table, but you need to know why are you coming here. And so once you know why you're coming here, we can start implementing a plan on how you're going to get involved in the market. For the rest of the video, I will assume that you are in the investing section. So basically you are here, you don't really want to make like a fortune, you don't want to make some quick bucks, you just learn about Bitcoin, you want to put a tiny bit of money, what's left over from the months, what you are able to save, but you're not going to put your whole saving into it, and you really want to keep it for the long term. So for the rest of the video, we're going to consider that you put money into Bitcoin and you hold it for at least 2, 5, 10 years. So there's a couple of things. First thing first, you need to know who you are. I mean, what's your income? How much do you need to spend every week, every month? Do you have kids? Do you have already stuff in the market? Once you know all of that, you can adapt a plan that is based on your need, because everyone is different in the stock market. All of that is not financial advice. I cannot give any financial advice, but you need a plan. And I mean, that's not advice, it's just education, right? So first thing first, dollar cost average. Should you do dollar cost average? Probably yes, because dollar cost average basically means that you're going to put the same amount of money every single month. So if the price go up, you're going to buy less, but you still invest the same amount. If the price go down, you're going to get more for your money. The good thing about dollar cost average, it means that you have a clear plan. You know how much you're going to put and you know how much you're going to put it. Let's assume you say, all right, I'm ready to put 1,000 into Bitcoin. Well, either you buy 1,000 at once and then you're going to panic if the price go down and feel like a genius if the price go up. But usually you're going to be playing with emotion. Well, if you have 1,000 and you decide to put 100 every single month, well, for the next 10 months, you are sure to do something solid. You're sure that you're going to be buying the first of every single month for mostly a year. This is good. That's a plan. You know where you're going. You don't care about the price. You don't care that the price tanked 50%. You don't care that the price went up 100%. You're just going to keep on buying at the same rate every time. For most people, for newcomers, for people that don't have no experience in the market, this is a good thing. You have to adapt, it's just an advice here, but you should really consider doing that instead of buying everything at once. You can do some mixed up. You can buy a tiny bit now at once and then a percentage in dollar cost average. Stuff like that. You have to do your own research, but please don't rush into FOMO to buy everything at once. All right. You should never use borrowed money, so don't use leverage. That is a bad idea because you can lose more than you've put. You should never use your mortgage money to buy Bitcoin. You should never borrow in the bank to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a risky asset. It can go down for quite a lot of time in the bear market. Bear market is when the market goes down. So you definitely don't want to borrow money to play a speculative game. Just stick with whatever is left. Use all of that money. Use your money to pay the expenses and then invest. Or at least if you don't know what you're doing, that's what you should do. For FOMO, don't FOMO. Fear of missing out is bad, especially during a bull run. So bull run is when the price goes up, usually for a long period of time. Everyone is going to get rich quick and you're not. That's a meme. Basically, the idea is that you're going to see your neighbor getting rich, you're going to see your friends getting rich, and you're going to feel, oh, damn, I'm missing it. I'm not involved. I don't have any Bitcoin. I should buy. And you're going to buy with emotion. You're going to buy straight up immediately, and that's going to be bad because once the price starts tanking, you're going to fear, you're going to FUD, so you're going to have a lot of emotion telling you, get out, get out, get out. That's mean you don't have a plan, and like I said, a plan is what you need. So don't feel the need to act immediately. It's never no, never. You can always get involved later, so please don't FOMO. And obviously have a good budget allocation. That's straightforward, but you really need to know your budget. You cannot invest your rent. That's dumb. Just invest what you can lose. That's the whole deal. Focus on process and rational decision making. If you feel like it's the emotion speaking to you, if you feel you cannot wait to buy Bitcoin, then either you really know the technology or you are just not ready to buy any Bitcoin. You should know what it is and then understand your market. That's the next thing. You should avoid what is hype. It's not because some shitcoin has gone up 300% that you should buy it. Just my advice, guys. Really know your market. Bitcoin is highly risky, highly volatile. If you go into Bitcoin and think, well, if it drops 5%, I'm going to get out, then don't get involved. Because Bitcoin can swing quite heavily. Like we had a minus 50% recently, and with the coronavirus, everything is really volatile. So if you don't know the market, you're gonna panic and use your emotion. That's why you really need to study it just a tiny bit, but know that if you get involved, it's for the long term. If you get involved, there could be some heavy drawback, stuff like that. It's really important because you're gonna lose money if you don't have a plan. And finally, obviously, I said it many times, educate yourself, read the white paper, listen to Andreas. Here, that website, my content is meant for you too. So if you like it, educate yourself, check all the resources I've put, really study the subject. And the more study you're going to make, the more confident you're going to be about your investment. And that's the whole thing. Also, I think I will say it later on, but it's always better to earn Bitcoin than to buy Bitcoin. So if you can ask part of your salary in Bitcoin or sell products in Bitcoin, it's always better than to invest money. Quick advice, be long-term oriented. Warren Buffett, if you don't know him, he's like one of the greatest investors of all time. He said, if you're not willing to hold the stock for 10 years, then don't even look at it for 5 minutes or something like that. That's true for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is risky. Bitcoin is a long-term thesis. You are a trader if you go into Bitcoin for the short term. So advice, again, be long-term oriented and don't look at the price every single day. Be really careful with the tax authority because you don't want to be owning them more money than you made. It has happened because the price is so volatile. Sometimes you're going to have some capital gain at the end of the year, and then the price is going to tank and you're going to own them money. So really study that, talk with your accountant, talk with your financial advisor, talk with your family, and do the right thing. Because Bitcoin is not easy, guys, so please be careful. All right, we're done with the investment thesis. Let's go to the technical advice. Private key management, you really need to understand that you can lose money in Bitcoin two ways. Either you buy at the top and sell low, or you buy and you lose your private key. If you lose your private key, so we already talked about the first one. If you lose your private key, which is basically the way to store Bitcoin, we're going to see that in depth later on, you lose your Bitcoin. That's really important. You should never leave Bitcoin on an exchange. That's the thing, because an exchange can be hacked. You should keep your Bitcoin on a wallet, which is usually a cold wallet. And that cold wallet is going to be backed up by a private key. A private key is basically 24 words. It's called a seed. It's the little thing you can see next to me. That is a seed. If you lose that, you lose everything. Above it, it's a treasure. That's the device you're going to store your Bitcoin in. We're going to spend so much time talking about this that you're going to know how to do it at the end of this whole class. But please don't lose your Bitcoin. Don't complicate things. Bitcoin is hard enough like that. So please really be careful and study the subject of private key management for quite some time before even getting your first Bitcoin. Not your key, not your Bitcoin. You're going to see that every single episode with me. Just be ready for it. That's the whole thing. Like I said, I have a whole lesson about which wallet to use, how to secure it, how to set up all of that. That's the whole purpose of this channel. So don't worry, we're going to go into that. When using Bitcoin, keep a low profile, really important. There's some pretty scary story about some crypto trader getting kidnapped, some people getting tortured, some people getting robbed. It's a mess out there sometimes. So the best advice is that you don't talk about your Bitcoin. If no one knows you have Bitcoin, then no one is going to attack you. It sounds stupid, but it is sadly the truth. We live in a scary world, and people are sometimes ready to do anything to get money. So please be careful, protect yourself, check on, hopefully you already checked the online security guide, and really increase that privacy, because you don't want people to be digging around your life. I mean, it's too late for me because I try to educate the younger generation, but it's not too late for you. Keep a low profile. Watch out for the address. So basically, Bitcoin address, it's either a QR code, a really long list of digits and letters. If you're going to send Bitcoin, if you misspell the address, then those Bitcoin are going to be sent to a wrong address and they're gone forever. So please, really, every time you use Bitcoin, double check, triple check the address, and you don't want to misspell it. That's my donation address, just because I need an example. You don't have to donate, but thanks if you do. That's it. And obviously, keep a clean inventory and track of everything. That's going to be really handy when you're going to have to deal with tax authority or do your, basically what I call the inheritance planning or your security backup routine. If you start using a lot of different wallets, if you start buying a lot of Bitcoin and you put them in different space and stuff, and some are like in cold wallets, some are hot wallets, multi-sig, passphrase, all of that good stuff, you're going to lose track of stuff. So you really want to, from the beginning, have a good way to make an inventory of what are you holding, when did you buy it, what's the price you bought it at, because all that is going to be really useful in the long term. Just trust me on that, but you're going to understand quickly, very quickly, why there's a lot of house cleaning in the Bitcoin when you invest in Bitcoin. Don't overcomplicate everything, guys. Bitcoin is risky, Bitcoin is hard. You don't want to make it harder. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. If you want more details about everything we just talked about, some examples, some case study, please check the PDF. If not, go ahead, do the quiz. I think that's closed the lesson 0, level 0. So we already saw crypto scam and financial fraud and online security. With those 3 classes, you have a good foundation to get starting with Bitcoin. So next we're gonna see what is Bitcoin, why it matters. If you want to check all of that, please do at my website, The Bitcoin Rabbit Hole. There's all the content, all the classes, all the quiz, and of course, like, subscribe, and comment so you don't miss anything. Thank you for watching. I'm your host, Roxy, and I will see you around. Please keep your key secured. Bye-bye.